We're back. Verbal Pick Radio, everyday people. Now I'm responding to a question that was asked. The question was, how can learning history help us today? What went on in history, how can it be a benefit to us today? And that's simple. Knowing yourself is part of knowing history. You know about you by your history. So if you acting other than self, you can revert back to history and pick up the pieces and move forward. That's the purpose of history. But not just any history, the correct history. You have to go beyond slavery to get a full picture and a full view of black history. You really got to go back to the beginning of the Creator himself. And you can move up into Egypt, how knowledge was taught, the science of knowledge, the science of things, the Egyptian mystery system, where astrology, astronomy, alchemy, chemet, or the study of melanin was taught. You would know that same melanin is in the universe. Dark matter. When you understand that, then you start seeing yourself as more than what society says you are. Then that becomes a problem. Because society is not ready for the wide awake man or a man with a renewed mind, as Brother Farrakhan says. So that's where we at. History is very important. You might have been trained or taught to think that you were a dog. But when you go back and study history, you realize that you were a lion. So things can get construed without knowing the proper history and in its proper context. You might not have known about the Olmecs, the oldest civilization in Mexico. You might wouldn't know about one of the longest, bloodiest slave rebellion led by a black Indian named John Horse. Because when you know your history, you can compare facts. So when you compare facts, if your facts are correct, then that means the other person that's telling the story is basing his on falsehood. And what did Brother Farrakhan say? You hurl truth at falsehood until it what? Knock out its brains. So that's what that's about. That's that powerful truth that we need today. We're awakening, we evolving. Time is moving forward. So we have to gather all this information because that'll serve as a base or strength. Knowledge is power. And you can move on your course or your path in this present day time. You have to read, you have to study, have to analyze everything that's around you, nature, atmosphere, universe, sun, moon, stars, part of your planet. You gotta check it all out. You gotta study it, for the times that we're living in today. Because believe me, they want to dumb us down. they make it to where we gotta go through obstacles to learn about ourselves. We can't depend on them to put our true facts in their history book. We have to do our due diligent study and then put the information out, because it's supposed to be, the information is based on mathematics, something you can prove. I mean, it's not personal. It's just the facts of what it is, and they can be proven in no limited amount of time. So that's where we at. Studying is very important. Read is important. You learn through reading. You know, we got to put all that together to create the mindset of I can. But that mindset comes through studying. You have to study the power of the mind. The mind transfers thought. You know, so each one teach one. You teach your brother, changing his mindset into I can. Let's build. Now you got 2 builders. Then you teach another one, you got 3 builders, and so on and so forth. And build. You know, build where you at, build. That's the key. Because in America, you got black people all over this country. Every nook and cranny. And so, we got to build. We got to listen to leaders who base their facts on mathematics and can prove what they say, that don't lie to us, that's not trying to take advantage of us, but giving us information that's prudent to our survival. That's Brother Farrakhan out there putting together facts, information based on mathematics. We can go and research it. We can study. We can learn. Now you have power. Because you can stand on your facts and say, well, I can prove to you that it was this. But if you don't know, then they'll run roughshod over you. Try to keep you in the dark. Don't want you to come to the light because they feel they can rule you in the dark. So, as an individual, you have to take it upon yourself. Seek that knowledge. Build yourself up. Align with positive minds. Because that mind is very powerful. That mind creates your own reality. So that's what that's about. But yeah, you know, just in response to the question of why, well, what use would history do us in today's time? A lot. Part of what you need to rebuild yourself is in your history. Because somebody kept your history from you and construed the truth. So that means you will be walking around blind or you living you're not living who you are. You living a created life that was created for you by somebody else. And you can go back and trace the steps of when it was being done, how things were slowly changing, how what you used to do has been turned. So that's what that's about. Then you can say, okay, well, this when these problems started happening. Oh, this when what led to this event taking place. Because if they hadn't have did that act, then the reaction wouldn't have been this. Then you go into the mind, well, what made them take that action? Then you start going backwards. Oh, okay, this was lined up like this. Okay, they've been planning all along. Because that's part of history. So that's what that's about. And if I get any more questions, I don't mind answering it. You know, we're going to keep it rolling. Verbal Pick Radio, just everyday people.